Yo, what's up YouTube? It's OVO back with another episode of the Leonard Snow series. Now today is going to be a little bit different. Last episode we ended the 2026 NBA season, so today I'm going to go over all of the changes that happened over the offseason. And while I'm breaking everything down, we'll also be playing a preseason game against the Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz to get our first look at the now 20 years old Leonard Snow. So to start, I'm going to go through the order the offseason usually goes through. Of course, that means we begin with the retirements. Kyle Lowry has officially retired. He signed a one-day contract with the Raptors to retire with the team as well. And obviously, this means number 7 will no longer be available for Leonard Snow to wear, and we will get to that situation in a moment. Chris Paul also retires and is inducted into the Hall of Fame alongside Derrick Rose. Next up is the NBA Draft. Now the top 4 actually landed exactly like real life. Washington got AJ DeBansa, Utah got Darren Peterson, Memphis got Cameron Boozer, and Chicago got Caleb Wilson. Every other pick, 5 through 30, was different however. Toronto had the 20th pick and drafted Argento Izzo, power forward out of Italy, 71 overall, 21 years old. Low rating, but A potential and A- rebounding. Kind of a miss for the first round, but hopefully he can develop into a decent backup big. From there, we entered free agency and the peak of off-season movement. LeBron and Jaylen Brown joined the process in Philly. Giannis got traded to the Heat for Hero, Jaquez, and more. LaMelo Ball is traded to the Timberwolves for Naz Reid, and Randall is sent to Brooklyn to join Igor Demon and Michael Porter Jr. John Morant joins the Trailblazers, and Young, DeBansa, Ayton, and Middleton all team up in DC. One of the worst teams in the East last year, now loaded with talent. Now specifically for Toronto, the Kawhi trade did not happen. After a deep Eastern Conference playoff run, the GM decided to run it back with as many players as we could. We ended up signing veteran guard Mike Conley and guard Chris Dunn to one-year deals. We did end up losing Mamukelashvili to the Lakers though. Now this does mean that Brandon Ingram stayed, and with him now officially behind Snow in the rotation, it raises many questions heading into the season. Shams reported that it hints at the possibility of the Raptors using Ingram as a trade asset at the deadline. Also, the glaring hole in the roster is the center position, after Karl-Anthony Towns exposed Toronto's lack of interior size in the playoffs. However, the 2026 center market had nothing to offer, and the front office decided to put its focus on developing the 23-year-old Colin Murray Boyles. Now for Leonard Snow's offseason, the first thing that stood out was his physical transformation. He hit another growth spurt, going from 6'9 to 6'11, while also adding 20 pounds of muscle to reach 245 pounds. But he wasn't satisfied with just getting bigger. After opponents shot an alarming 64.3% at the rim against him during his rookie season, he made interior defense his top priority heading into the summer. To do that, he trained with NBA legend Ben Wallace, focusing on rim protection, strength, and defensive positioning. That work paid off in a big way. His interior defense jumped from a 63 to a 73. His strength improved from 71 to a 75. And his block rating climbed from a 68 to a 74. By the end of the offseason, Leonard Snow had developed into an 89 overall, a 4-point jump from where he finished his rookie year. Now let's talk about Snow's jersey number. With number 7 no longer available, he made it clear that he wanted to go back to the number he wore in both high school and college, number 3. There was just one problem with that. Brandon Ingram already had it. However, when media day rolled around, everything had changed. Ingram was wearing number 2, while Snow was back in number 3. No details were ever released about what happened behind the scenes. Maybe Snow asked, maybe Ingram offered, maybe the organization stepped in. Nobody really knows. Some fans saw it as Ingram passing the torch to the franchise's rising star. Others viewed it as nothing more than a veteran making a professional gesture. Whatever the case, Leonard Snow got his number back. And with all of that out the way, we can finally begin the 2027 season. This year is going to be a completely different experience for Leonard Snow. He's no longer the rookie everyone is willing to be patient with. After the playoff run he just had, expectations have skyrocketed. Now, every night he's expected to perform like one of the league's rising stars, and it won't be easy. The Eastern Conference has only gotten stronger, meaning every win is going to be harder to earn. If the Raptors want to build on last season's success, Snow will have to prove that his breakout postseason wasn't a fluke, it was the new standard. But before we get to the regular season, we've still got the preseason to finish. Snow's back out there for the rest of this one, and honestly, this is our first real look at what summer actually did. 2 more inches, 20 more pounds, let's see if it actually shows up. And real quick, if you've ever wondered how I keep track of such an in-depth career, it's thanks to Draft Companion, which is actually the sponsor of today's video. DC runs completely outside of 2K, no modding or file editing, so it works on all platforms. You just input your stats, and it gives you a full career system, from upgrades to managing your finances to dealing with team chemistry and other off-court aspects. This is the exact program I used to upgrade Snow during this offseason. Links in the description, and use code OVO to get you 25% off. Alright, let's get back to the game. The first thing I noticed in playing these 2 games was his strength. He's not getting bumped around like last year. Guys were moving him off his spots all season as a rookie, but that's just not happening anymore. And the interior defense is much better. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's elite because it's not, but compared to last year, it's way better. Guys aren't scoring with ease in the paint anymore. But the biggest change isn't physical. Last year, he was kind of waiting for his teammates to find him, waiting for the coach to draw something up, which is fine. He was a rookie. Nobody expected him to carry anything, but that's over now. He's a rising star on paper, and rising stars go get it themselves. So this year, he's got to come get the ball and go get buckets. And in these 2 games, you could see it. He's playing more confidently and everything's a little smoother. Now, about the first game, Kevin Durant dropped 60 on us. 60 in preseason. We're out there wearing KDs and he did not care at all. And honestly, that tells you everything about how the season's gonna go. Vets are starting to see us as a threat. The second game, we played Utah and we handled them, but that's Darren Peterson. 2nd pick in the draft, and he came out and hooped. He's gonna be a problem for somebody this year. Also, before the season starts, let's set some actual goals for Leonard Snow. Year 2, these are what I'm holding him to. First, he has to make the All-Star team. Second, if he's making the All-Star team, he might as well make an All-NBA team. If he's really a rising star, that would be the proof. Third, he should be averaging around 25 a game. He averaged 20 as a rookie, and a 5-point jump is realistic, but I want his efficiency to stay exactly where it was. And 4 is actual defensive results. We spent the whole offseason on interior defense, and I want to see it in the numbers, not just the eye test. And 5, going back to the Eastern Conference Finals, at minimum. But look at what the East did this offseason. That's going to be way harder than it was last year. And that's our first look at year 2, Leonard Snow. The real thing starts next episode. If you enjoyed today's episode though, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps support the channel. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.